Hi guys, welcome to Call It Thought YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss about the next session of Angular. So in the previous session, guys and viewers, we were we discussed about final once we create an application using ng new application, then we discuss about file and folder structure of complete Angular application. So next here today's agenda is we're going to discuss about today's agenda is we'll discuss about guys what are the important concept in Angular framework which is used to develop for what single page application. One methodology is there called one-way data binding. One-way data binding. As we know, viewers and guys, basically Angular supports both one-way data binding and as well as what two-way data binding. So to binds the data as per the application requirements, to binds the dynamic data or application as per the application requirement. So let us understand first what is one-way data binding. Angular supports one-way data binding. One-way data binding. Like what? It is the process or methodology. It is this process or methodology to binds the Angular application data or information from component to view here. So if you're talking about guys and viewers, one of the very important topic in Angular framework, that is nothing but one-way data binding. What is one-way data binding? It is the process or methodology to binds the Angular application data or information from the component to view here. So if you want to in Angular framework, if you want to implement one-way data binding, we do have following approaches. Following approaches guys here. Following approaches. First one, dear guys and viewers, interpolation. What is that? Interpolation binding. Okay, so we can define using in AngularJS already we have seen guys. In AngularJS there is that can be said what Angular expression, but if you are talking about Angular framework, that is called interpolation binding, can be that can be represented using two curly braces. Next one, if I am talking about guys here, okay, property binding here. Property binding that can be represented with the help of square brackets guys here. Next one we do have guys here attribute binding guys here. Next one we do have here class binding. We have what? Class binding here. Okay, so if I am talking about guys here also attribute binding with some of the changes, same is square bracket. Here also what guys here, if you are talking about class binding, we can represent with the help of square bracket with different arguments or parameters are here. So if you want to perform attribute binding, we have different parameters or attribute we need to pass inside the what here square bracket. Next one we have guys here style binding here. We have style binding. Next one we do have what guys here event binding here. event binding here, event binding here, event binding, event binding. So if you want to perform, viewers and guys, one-way data binding in Angular application, there are almost, guys, here 6 methodologies or approaches are there. First is what? And like interpolation binding. Second one is property binding. Third one is attribute binding. Fourth one is class binding. And fifth one is, guys, here style binding. And last one is what? Event binding. Whenever if you are going for interview, viewers and guys, if you are going to become a Angular developer or Angular engineer, interviewer will ask you one question: how many ways we can perform one-way data binding if you are dealing or if you are developing what's a single page application. The interviewer may ask you what is class binding, how can we implement what class binding using what's our Angular framework. So let us understand, let us create the complete Angular application to understand what is one-way data binding here. So now if you see, viewers, already you know how to create an application, guys. You know the command is, so in the command, in the CMD, guys, let me change my like in the previous video we have created one workspace area, or in the real time, like viewers and guys, once if you get placed as a AngularJS developer or Angular engineer or Angular developer in the IT company or software development company, we need to create the virtual environment, sir, which is directly connected to the application server or web servers, whatever, like IT companies or developers are using. In the upcoming session I'll let you know. Currently in my local machine, I'm like as internally Angular is using one development server, so I have not connected with any application servers are here. In the upcoming session I will let you know, like we need to have very good knowledge on GitHub also, guys, here. So we'll discuss about how can we create the virtual environment for Angular development. We'll see in the upcoming session, guys, here. So now I have one workspace area, guys, on my desktop, CD desktop here, CD desktop, guys, here. Then CD, dear students, what here, and guys and viewers, Angular projects 10,000. So already if you notice, guys, here, like I have created one application called application 2. So what is the command in Angular if you want to create an application, guys? ng new and application name. So already in my workspace area, one application is already created, guys, here. So what is the name of the application? You can take any application. So I have created one application, guys, what? Application 2, guys, here. So let me navigate to application 2, guys, here, application 2 here, application 2, and let me open. As I told you, guys, like from AngularJS to Angular, I am using one IDE called what? Visual Studio Code. If you are on CMD, guys, if you want to directly open your Angular application project directory, you need to use one command, sir, code dot, sir, here. Once hit the enter button, it will open your what's our application to complete structure in front of you, sir, here. So what is one-way data binding, sir, here? Component to view. So like once if we create the Angular application, there are n number of files and folders is created. Which one is what, sir? Like component, and which one is view, guys, here. So once if you create, sir, inside the src folder, like as we know, as a Angular developer or Angular engineer, guys, or AngularJS developer, so we are like the most important folder is nothing but src folder. Inside the src folder, viewers and guys, we have one app folder. So which one is the component? If you notice here, app.component. This is the what's here component here. So which one is the what's here view? You can find out, dear students, what here within the application we have app.component.html, sir, here. So now first I will perform one-way data binding using interpolation technique or interpolation methodology, sir, here. So now I'll go to the app.component.ts, sir, here. As we know, dear students, what here, or viewers, internally, if you want to write the business logic in Angular framework for the sake of single page application, internally, like what Angular uses what TypeScript, guys, here. So TypeScript now in the latest version, I'll tell you the biggest, we are facing some what version problem, and even sometime TypeScript also remove the what, sir, we can say sometime we can say like TypeScript scripting language is a dynamically typed programming language for higher version, but highly, if you're talking about TypeScript, guys, here TypeScript is a statically typed scripting language. While defining or declaring a variable, definitely we need to define type explicitly or data type. So I'm using what here, let's say I'm taking one name, sorry, a name here, name, I'm taking one name equal to, I'm telling that like string, guys, here string equal to, let's say I'm taking, guys, here quality thought here. Let me write here quality thought here, quality thought, guys, here quality thought here, quality thought, let me write here quality thought and semicolons are here. So I'm defining one variable, like which is the name of the variable is what, name, and type is string. I'm passing the value as quality thought. I want to access this information or data from component to view using interpolation. Then what we can do, guys, if you notice, go to the app.component.html. already we have some, once we create an application, some data is available, some information is available from the Angular application. Let me remove the all, control A, sir, here control A, and remove that one. Use one h1 command, guys, here. So my company name is, let me write here, my company name is colon, let me use like two curly braces, which is nothing but interpolation in Angular. Whatever the variable name you have given, what is the name, sir? Name I have given, guys, here. Let me pass the name here. Let me pass the name. Even so, this all tags are like, why are you directly writing what h1 tag? Can't we write HTML tags are here? Even that one we can write, that is HTML like style, HTML5 styles are directly we can write the tag name without using structure. Sir, can I use the complete structure? Yes, you can use the structure, but highly recommended to use, sir, HTML5 tags are here. So now I want to write, for example, here, let me write here, I want to write one HR command as well, HR, here also one HR here. Here also one HR command, then save this one. Let me run the Angular application now. ng serve here hyphen opens are here. So this is the command to run our Angular application to open the development server, sir. So what is the command, sir? ng serve hyphen open. Let me hit the command, guys, here. Let me hit the command. After couple of seconds, guys, our let's say here, yes, sir, here, okay. So after couple of seconds, our development server will start, means Angular development server will start, guys, here within couple of seconds, sir. Okay, it will take some time to to run the development server, guys, here. It is like not our Angular application execution starting. So couple of seconds or what, server will development, Angular development server will start, guys, here. It will take some time, guys, here. Yeah, so now compiled successfully. You are able to see, guys, here, viewers, my company name is quality thought here. What is quality thoughts are here? My data, which is like I have mentioned. So what is the component, guys, here? Like even tomorrow we can create the custom component also. We are working on the what's our root component called app components are here. Even we can tomorrow I may use what's our custom component. We can define what's are here what. So here what is component here? Inside the app folder, viewers and guys, app.component.ts is nothing but your component where Angular developers write the business logic to send the some dynamic information or binds the data from component to view. We use nothing but at the application level we have what amp.component.html. using this interpolation we can access the data guys. Here means we can get the dynamic data or dynamic data or information for our Angular application as per the application requirement. So this is what using interpolation binding. Not only one methodology, there are various possibilities are there viewers and guys to use the interpolation technique whenever if you are dealing with single page application as per our project requirements are here. Now next one, let us discuss about guys here what is property binding here. For property binding, as I told you guys here, we can represent what using square bracket. We may use some parameters or argument here. So let us understand first what I'll do sir here in the app dot I want to represent the CEO of what guys here. Who is the CEO of Google company? Sundar Pichai image I want to display using property binding. So if you want to display the guys here and viewers image or whatever the images, compulsory we should use image tag guys here. So now what I'll do sir here, let me use image tag guys here, image. So let me remove here like this normal, this is the normal way. So before that one what I'll do guys here, let me go to what sir, app.component.ts. I'm taking what guys here, for example one image sir here, one image of, even see guys, most of the viewers are students or working employee. Which data type we need to take? If you're using the images guys, we have to take string data types are here, string equal to, here I will pass one directly URL. If you have images also will discuss in the Azure kind of folder is there sir, we need to work on Azure folder, or directly you can give what sir, source of the particular image sir here. So inside this double quotation I'll go for what sir, I'm searching for image sir, one image guys here. Let me open one image, let's say Sundar Pichai. Let me know who is the CEO of, proud to say guys here, why I'm taking the name, because he is also Indian, ruling in the he is the chief executive officer of Google company guys here, Sundar Pichai. Let me download here Sundar Pichai one image guys here. Let me go to the images. Okay, let me take one image guys, one image called this image sir here. Okay, let me open this image sir here, open this image. Let me copy image link here. Okay, and here sir, here I want to paste here. If you notice dear students, what here, let's say let me paste it here. Okay, now pasted successfully guys. So now what I want to do sir, what is the meaning of property binding guys here. Let me go to what sir, app.component.html. you can use src in src equal to your name of the word here, image here. So what is the name of my variables are here? If you notice, images are here. So I can give you size sir, if it is there is a problem, invalid path, you can say invalid paths are here. So you can give the height and width of the image are here. For example, let me write here height equal to, let's say 200 pixel. Let me take guys and viewers, you can say here width equal to 200 pixel here. So just to refresh guys, you are able to see, if you notice guys, in my application you are able to see one images which I am trying to display the image which I took in the app.component.html viewers and guys. I want to display the dynamic image using property bindings are here. Now if you notice sir, next let us understand what is attribute binding guys here. So what I want to do guys here, let me take another HR here. Let me take another HR guys here. So now for attribute binding, I will take one division tag guys here, div tag. Okay, so I will use what, let's say here again square bracket here, square bracket. I will use sir calls ATT. How can we define sir? We have to use the parameters or argument if you want to perform attribute binding guys, ATT dot call here, call. You can give any variable name. I am giving call something here. So I am writing some data. Okay, otherwise we can use instead of div guys, we can use table tag. You can understand very easily. Okay, so tables are here, table I want to write. Okay na sir, I am writing what? TD. It's directly TD here. I am writing guys one message. This is what here? Attribute binding. Attribute, it is called what? Attribute binding here. This is attribute binding. Inside the TD I will use what? Like square bracket. Okay now, attr, let me write here, attr dot call here, call equal to, let me pass any variable name, sir. You can take, this is my calls is nothing but my variable name. So now, so how can we represent attribute binding in Angular guys? Here using square bracket, you can pass the parameter argument attr dot call equal to calls guys here. Okay na sir, calls here. So if you notice guys here using this one, okay, so let me remove this one sir here, attr.call. Here we need to write sir what? Calls like this, calls, and that's gonna be my variable name sir here. So what I'll do here, I will use one variable. Calls is my variable. For like I'll tell you in the upcoming session guys here, how can we, if you want to make the alignment for the table of data, then again in the upcoming session I will use what sir? Might be based on the application requirement, I may use the attribute binding sir here, like calls. Let's say number equal to, I am giving what? Some number guys, 150. 150. If it is number guys, the data will be visible sir. This is attribute binding sir here. So using property binding, I am displaying some dynamic, binding the data from what sir? Component to view using attribute binding here. So now next one is very interesting and very important guys here, sir, class binding sir. Next one is what sir here? Class binding guys here. So now what I want to do guys here, for class binding, let me take another HR here. Okay, another HR guys here. So now what I want to do guys here, let me define one div tag here, div tag here. Now I am writing for example this is what? This is class binding. This is what here? Class binding guys. So let me use guys here, for example, let's say, let me use what here? Class dot, you can give any name sir, ABC. I will give you one variable name, like assigning it like this, capital ABC. So this, what is the dot ABC means? Whenever if we are dealing with class bindings are here, if like let's say our Angular application is there, if the end user is active or something, I'll tell you very interesting sir, what? Class binding is very active. If the end user is log into my single page application, like I should like you know, our application can give one intimation that some color guys here, with the help of we can do it, that color means once if your end users or customers are using our application, if it is login or logout sir, I want to give some intimation to the end user. For example, let's say green color indicates what? Active user, or a user is using our application services guys here. So at that time we can use class binding, means we can perform some dynamic operation guys. What does it mean sir here? So now my variable name is guys here ABC here. So let me use that variable name here. For example, ABC equal to, I am writing what? We have in JavaScript or TypeScript guys here, we have one data type called Boolean data types are here. So let me take here Boolean equal to, I am writing currently true. True means, so here if you notice sir, class dot ABC is nothing but with the help of this dot ABC viewers and guys, I can like I can apply some CSS property and change the what's here content of what is this is the class binding. So I have given one like Boolean data type true, whatever the properties I'm applying to what's here dot ABC, which is the like what, like I can apply the some CSS property. If you notice sir, in the app component, our name, what is the name sir? Dot ABC. Let me go to the app dots like component dot ts. Let me apply some what? ABC here. ABC. Now I am applying what? Background color. Let me apply background color equal to, let's say brown. Okay na, color equal to, let me write here, color equal to what guys here? White here. Color equal to white. Then border, let me write guys here width equal to 100% here. Width equal to 100% guys. Okay na. Next one guys here, height. I want to give you height something here. Okay, height here. Height guys, height equal to, let's say 45 pixel here, 45 pixel here. Then text align equal to, text align, let me write here, text align equal to center, text align equal to center guys here, center here, text align equal to center, font family, let me write guys here, font family guys here, mono space. You can basically I use, sir, if you take like if you take my all videos guys, I will use only like mono space. If you see, sir, if you written font family in the app.component.cs, we have different forms of like text, how you can represent. I'm using what, mono space format here. Okay, so these are the properties I'm writing. Let me use another border radius, let me apply here border radius here, border radius guys here, let's say 15 pixel here. So I have given one, I took one variable viewers and guys inside the app.component.ts as a ABC. I've used type is what, sir, here boolean. I'm telling the true. If it is true, so using dot ABC it will apply the property. You're able to see the output, sir. You're able to see this is what I have given some like like border is coming color, and this is the what, class binding, dear students here. So which binding is very important guys here. First one is interpolation binding. If you are developing, if you want to make some behavior of application whenever end user is performing some operation. So for example, I told you, if the like user is login, some color I need to my application like give the intimation to the end users what, okay, you are active. For example, once if you are log out guys here, some color should be changes. I will show you how can we perform in the upcoming session viewers and guys here. So now this is what, sir, class binding. If you notice guys, let me increase the size, sir. For example, let's say font family, sir, here font family equal to, sorry, font size equal to guys here, size equal to, dear students, what here, 25 pixel. So some sounds like will be increases, sir. Here this is class binding. If you notice guys here, if I'm applying false, so that properties is not applicable. I'll tell you, sir, simple using logic. I'm applying what, sir, false. Whatever the properties you have written for dot ABC, which you have given in the what here, in the app.component.ts using class binding, class.apc. So I have given the our variable name is false, that property is not applicable, viewers and guys here. So if you notice, sir, there is no property because I have given ABC boolean of what, false condition, means whatever the properties you apply, that is what, false. If you want to make it active, means, so if it is as it is, means what here, our application, no one is using my application. I want to change the behavior of my application, means just by applying what in the component app.component.view, change this what here, something true guys here. True guys, automatically once again what, property is applicable. This is what, class bindings are here. So which one is very important, viewers and guys here? One is interpolation binding and second one is what guys here, what, like class binding. So next one, let me discuss about style binding as well. So now for style binding guys here, directly let me go to what's here. For example, let's say let me go to here, like I want to take one more div guys here. Let's say HR here, I want to take div here, or even you can use, viewers and guys, like HTML5 tags also you can use, section, footer, or like header section, or like aside section. Based on that one we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions are here. So now let me use, sorry, I want to take what, this is what, style binding. This is style binding, sir, here this is a style binding. Okay, now so now here I will use guys here, if you notice, style. For example, you can use here style dot color equal to, let me use style dot color equal to, you can give variable name also, color, or anything you can change. So whenever if you are working with like guys here, like style binding, at the time of defining or initializing the variable at app.component.ts guys, here directly you can pass the color name by passing the type explicitly or data type. What does it mean here, and what is the like, why do we use, why do already if we have class like class binding, then what is the need of guys here style binding? I will tell you in the upcoming, especially in the what custom component. I'll tell you the what is the major differences between what class binding and as well as what style binding guys here. So now I will use, if you notice guys here in the like what, let me take directly what's here. For example, my variable name is what's here, color here. So let me take guys here color equal to, I'm telling that I'm passing strings here, string guys here. Now I'm telling what's here green, let me use sir green here, green guys. So directly what happens sir, to my text sir, we can apply the directly, you can see guys here, viewers, like green color to my text. You're able to see sir, this is called style. If you notice sir, style binding sir here. Then might be viewers and like whatever the like viewers here like saying like videos sir, then what is the difference between class binding and style binding sir? Very interesting story sir, I'll tell you in the like upcoming session when we are dealing with what's here, like as like Angular follows one architecture called guys here component based architecture. Each component, whatever you are creating, button, header, footer, left side, right side area, text field, all will be considered as a one component sir. That's what Angular follows component based architecture. Whereas keep in mind viewers, already we discussed Angular, we have like Angular journey started with what, AngularJS. AngularJS uses what sir, MVC design pattern to develop single page application, whereas Angular uses component based architecture to develop the front end, to develop the dynamic front end, or to develop the SPA single page application front end as per the application requirement. Next one guys, last we have last binding, we have like we have sir, we do have guys here, there is nothing but guys here, if you notice we have event binding sir here, event binding. So whenever if you say event binding guys here, compulsory we required one button sir here. So what I'll do is first I will define in the app.component.html, I will define one button guys. Let me take one HR guys here. Let's say one buttons are input. So basically guys, if you have idea on HTML viewers, we can create the button using two tags sir. One is directly button tag and using input tag here. So I'm trying to create one button using input tag guys here, input here, input guys here. So input type equal to, I'm giving what here, submit here, submit here, submit. Then we have one option is there sir, what dear students, what click option is there, what sir here, click is the click is nothing but what sir, one events in Angular sir here. Using this click I will use one function called test case 1 sir here, test case 1 guys here. I will use one function click, and even I can give you one value here. Let me write guys what, quality thought here, quality thought here, quality thought as a button name I am giving guys here, quality thought. Okay, quality thought here. So how can we perform like events in Angular more? I will tell you the more like more methodologies and more process in the upcoming session guys here. So like we need to add some, like if you are dealing with like forms, if you are creating the form for SPA single page application using Angular, we need to add some predefined dependency. As we know sir, React is more faster, React.js is more faster. This like like it's like it follow only one way data binding, some like it uses some virtual DOM. If you want to implement like forms, we can integrate, we can add the what guys here, React forms are here. Even in the upcoming session I may add what, React form to perform what, validation and event operation in Angular guys here. So now what I'll do, my button name is event. Inside the app.component here I will call this function here like test. Let me use here, let me capital test case 1 guys. What is the name I have given guys here, test case here. If you notice sir, test case 1, test case 1 here. Let me open and close guys here. Even you can write console.log as well as you can use the like JavaScript dialog boxes also, whether like events in the sense what, like events in the sense, guys and viewers, whenever end user is performing some operation, our application performs some operation. Means as a user, here I am creating one button. If I send the request by clicking one button, guys, here my Angular application provide the response back, sir, here. So let me use directly, we can use window dot alert, sir, here. Welcome to quality thought here. Welcome to quality thought, guys, here. Welcome to quality thought for Angular session. For Angular session, guys, here. Let me write for Angular session, guys, here. Even you can write using console.log method here. Console.log method. Let me copy this content, guys, here. Let me copy this content. Okay, let me copy here. Copy and paste it, sir, here. Let me copy and paste it. Use the double quotation, guys, here. Use the double quotation here. So now let me refresh this one, sir. One button you are able to see, guys, quality thought here. So as a like currently I am the user for single page application or Angular application. Whenever if I send the request using button, my Angular application provide the response. That kind of response we can perform, sir, after entering the like what, sir, like register. If like we have, if you're talking about web-based application, first we have registration form and login form. It has to perform some action, guys. If I click this one, you are able to see what, welcome to quality thought for Angular session, guys. Here means if the end user is clicking on the button and performing some operation, my Angular application provide the intimation to the end user. So with giving the like what, like localhost like 4002 is my development server of Angular. It is saying one message that which I have written inside the window.alert, which are the dialog boxes in JavaScript, guys, here. So I can highlight one message called welcome to quality thought for Angular session here. Now let me click this one. Even if you want to see here F12 in the keyboard, we can say, guys, F12. That is a very important component or like tool, guys, especially for Angular developer or React.js developer or UI developer or JavaScript developer or Vue like AngularJS developer. You need to press F12, guys, here F12, or right click or inspect element. If you notice on console, guys, here you are able to see what, sir, welcome to quality thought for Angular session. Means once I've hit the button here, that message is appearing, sir. So if you are talking about viewers and guys, like how many ways we can perform one-way data binding in Angular, already we have created the complete application with practical example. Sir, how many ways we can create? Sir, one way is using what? One-way data binding can be implemented in Angular using 6 methodology. One is interpolation binding. Second one is, guys, here what? Property binding. Third one is what? Attribute binding. And fourth one is what? Class binding. And fifth one is, guys, here if you notice what, sir, here let's say event. If you say like we do have different are what here, if you notice on the like screens are here attribute binding, class binding and style binding, and as well as event bindings are here. So this is the like today's like session for what? Complete one-way data binding, viewers, with what? How many ways we can perform like one-way data binding to binds our application data from component to view. This is the complete like practical like practical Angular applications are here. So this is the like session for today's, guys. Please viewers and as well as what, guys, like dear students, what, don't try to like forget the subscribe to ITTV and as well as what, Quality Thought YouTube channel. In the next Angular session, sir, another important concept in Angular, sir, which usually Angular engineers like as a Angular engineer, once we get the requirement in the company in their projects are here, compulsory you have to apply the one-way data binding and as well as two-way data bindings are here. So, like this like next session guys will discuss about two-way data binding. Once again dear students, what like user like viewers and like students guys, please don't try to subscribe what ITTV and as well as what for Quality Thought YouTube channel for more updation, for more information and for more videos for what Angular session guys. Thank you guys, thank you, bye bye, take care.